Jackson Radio Show.
So when this Russian plane crashed, I'll be honest with you, I didn't think much of it. Planes crash. And the reason why I didn't think much of it, I've never been to the Soviet Union. And but friends of mine were there, and they said, "Oh my gosh, Kevin, we took a flight from Moscow to Kiev or something. Well, I don't know. Honestly, don't remember where, but somewhere within Russia." And they said it was harrowing. And the number of Russian planes that crashed, they said, will never fly inside of Russia again. And I was like, well, how often are you going to go? I mean, it was my thought. But they said they had a great time. It was really, a surreal experience in many ways, but it wasn't. This was a few years back. So when I heard a plane had crashed, I was like, well, they don't have the standards that we have. They don't have the, and I hate to make the government sound like they really do such a good job here, but we don't have a whole lot of plane crashes. So I'll give the FAA some credit on that. And as much as I don't feel safe, going through TSA, I think it's a waste of time. There's not a whole lot that happens at the airport. So when I heard this plane had crashed and having traveled a lot in, around the world and seen how some of these I'm not talking about China or Japan and places like that where they've got the safest, their airlines are as safe as ours. But I'm talking about some of these third world countries where you're like, whoa, it's puddle jumpers and, these things are like, you just wonder, you question the safety and the record keeping and things like that. But I didn't think anything of it. And then I started getting these conspiratorial emails around this Russian plane crash. And then this guy writes, as Russian authorities released passenger names on the official death list, several of those now deceased names raised immediate red flags because they appear to be directly connected to Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Uranium One conspiracy, and the fake Russian dossier used to smear President Trump. Now that they've been caught, it appears that many in the deep state are cleaning house and getting rid of any loose ends who might testify. Sergei Milinin, a Belarus-born businessman who briefly worked with the Trump administration and was reportedly a key source in the explosive dossier alleging ties between Donald Trump and Russia, was in the spotlight following the release of testimony before the House Intelligence Committee. Glenn Simpson, who co-founded the opposition research firm Fusion GPS, told lawmakers that a trip Trump organization representatives took to Moscow several years ago had come onto the firm's radar as part of their research into Trump's business history. Trip was organized by Sergei Milinin, Simpson said. He said Millennium came up in connection with Chris's work as one of the people around Trump who had a Russian background. Chris is a reference to Christopher Steele, former British intelligence officer hired by Fusion to research Trump's Russia ties. This Russian businessman, Sergei Millennium, goes by another name, Sergei Panchenko. Sergei Panchenko just happens to be one of the dead passengers in the Russian crash that killed 71 people. Also dead in the crash is Ivanov, and I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name, but it looks like you have Cheslov, I don't know how to say that name, CFO of Rosatom, which is involved in Hillary's Uranium One deal with the Russians back in 2009 under Barack Obama. There are other names on the list which correspond to other persons in Uranium One and in high-level Russian government circles such as oil and energy development. These names are being verified and additional news stories will be published with them. But they said for now, 2 people known to be directly involved with Uranium One and the Russian dossier are now apparently dead, can't testify to tell anybody anything. Happenstance, convenience, what? Now, I don't know, but I will tell you this. The Clintons have a strange way of having a lot of friends and acquaintances die in really crazy ways, particularly plane crashes. Ron Brown, who they said was about to blow the lid on some shenanigans of the Clintons, his plane flew into a mountain in Africa. Now, again, coincidence? Possibly. But I would say to Clinton's friends, You better be very careful right now. And I know, folks, it seems like it's a joke, right? Oh, come on, Kevin. Do people really kill each other over stuff? Guys, look, I'm going to point to Hollywood. And I'm going to tell you, they don't have any imagination. Hollywood is killing people in movies for reasons like this because it happens. What's that movie with Will Smith where the guy's he's a bird watcher and he sets up his camera in a hide and he captures somebody from the CIA killing a congressman or a senator. And he goes to get his camera and people are like, oh my gosh, that camera would have captured everything. So then they go after him. And that's the end of it. It's that simple. It's that quick. Now, in this particular case, we've got people that were going to testify against the Clintons with this Haiti deal and the Clinton Foundation. Literally days before testimony, before the UN or whatever, mysteriously they die. It is the most uncanny thing. Here's what you should probably do. You should put it out there that I'm going to be testifying in 6 months, and then you testify that day if you want any chance of survival. Because if the closer that day looms that you're going to be testifying against the Clintons, get an insurance policy that kicks in right away. Because these people seem to be notorious and apparently have a lot of reach. I'll put it to you this way. Do you think Donald Trump, and I don't know if this happened, I don't know if this is legit or not. I don't. I'm telling you right now, it could be the biggest amount of coincidence ever. But I'll ask you this. Do you believe if Donald Trump had some shenanigans going on, that he could reach into Russia and say to Vladimir, hey, listen, these people are trying to get me. My back's against the wall. Can you make a plane go down? And Vladimir, I'll take care for you. I'll take care for you. You owe me. You will owe me, but I will take care for you. You think he could have? I don't believe Trump has that kind of clout. I'm saying if he had lost the election and that was what was going on, I don't know what Hillary has over people. I don't know about old Barack Obama's database that he has over people, but these people were not in the politics so they could play it on the up and up. These are the people that got NSA and people involved, and they know what's going on. They know how to ruin people in their countries. They got black book on lots of folks. If you think Hillary Clinton didn't say, I want all the data on all these bad guys, so when I go into a negotiation, I know exactly how to grab them by the yang-yangs and make sure we get what we want. Not America, the Clinton Foundation. And Barack Obama authorized it, and he said, give me my big database so when I leave, I've got the same opportunity. Crooks all.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.